Hi Annie, hello from down under Australia. It's Jenny, and it's great to know you and connect with you, even though we are miles apart. And I wanted to say, really enjoy and thankful for your venture creating our recipe tree, which has made our lives much more easier, especially when we wanted to really preserve and remember the legacy that our grandmothers and mothers has passed on to us. Sometimes we just really wanted to remember those secret ingredients in the dishes they've made, and then we wanted to recreate those magic again and pass on to our future generations. And from me, I think first of all, I wanted to ask you what has inspired you to start our recipe tree, and also what's the connection of between our recipe tree and your family history or your family backgrounds.
Hi, Jenny. Thank you so much for the question. So, I am a Canadian living in the US, and I live in an area where we were very much affected by border crossing during the pandemic. That meant that I was separated from my US husband and in Canada, awaiting the border to open to family members. Anyway, I needed something positive to do. And so I took on with my cousins the rebuilding of our family cookbook. One of the things we realized was there's millions of recipes online. But what we didn't have, and the opportunity we were looking for, is how do we save the people with the recipe? So our recipetree.com was born. It gave us a way to connect with each other, both across the border and across generations. And that's what it does. It embeds pictures, photos of the cooks, of the gatherings, and that's what we're all about. That connection, the beauty of food and people and fun. And so I really appreciate your question and can't wait for the next one. Thank you.
Annie, thank you very much for answering the first question, and I really can connect with what you've mentioned, that during the pandemic era, where people feel a bit disconnected, and the border was so tight, and we really wanted to be able to connect it in a creative way with our family and friends. So you've done that, and also with the recipes. I do notice there are zillions and millions of recipes online, same as you, but there's no certain way or effective way to preserve those recipes, especially for our families. So you've created a unique platform to help families to preserve those legacy. So second questions for you is, many moms are passionate about passing on food traditions. How can busy parents use our recipe tree to preserve family recipes while raising little ones?
Hi, Jen. Great to hear from you again. And I appreciate your question about, moms and being passionate about saving food and the food memories. That's very much, this was originally a gift to my sons who are adults now. But I knew that if we didn't save these stories associated with the recipes, they wouldn't know who Aunt Emmy was or Grandma Collins. So that's the opportunity that it gave us. What's great about modern moms and the opportunity this gives them is you can add a recipe and associated pictures in easily under 5 minutes, and you can do it when it works for you. This isn't like old school. When we decided we were going to save recipes, we all got together and we all worked on the book. And then the sad part was, the minute the book was done, it was outdated. We needed to update it again. So this is a living, breathing online collection that moms can add to. They can edit at will, and it's their living tree. They can even do annual versions of it. So for example, if there's a special Christmas cake, they could do Christmas cake 2024, Christmas cake 2025, and perhaps show the kids, and the kids changed as the recipe stayed the same. There's all kinds of opportunity, but it's the ease of editing, the ease of adding, and the fact that it is living, breathing, just like a tree. Can't wait for you to try it. And if there's anything we can do to support anyone in trying it, we're always open to that. Thanks, Jen. Can't wait for your next question.
Annie, thank you very much for letting us know how inspirational is this project, and helping us to remember our aunties, grannies, recipes, and with those recipes, we will, while we are enjoying them, we will think of them dearly as well. So that's a way to remembering our legacy, our family members with the most beautiful way. And also, I love the way how your platform, our recipe tree, is helping people to be able to, say, moms, to update Christmas recipes to a new version, like a living, breathing tree. So I really like this idea, this concept, and it will definitely help us, moms, and also helping pretty much the whole family to preserve and also I think reinvent the legacy as we go. So it's a beautiful project, and I think everybody should just do it, try it, and keep the family legacy flowing, going on. So next question for you is, how do you think food memories shape our children's identity and sense of belonging?
Hi, Jenny. Thank you for your question. How do you think food memories shape our children's identity and sense of belonging? I think now more than ever, keeping people together, the sense of being around the table, sharing food, sharing history, good stories, bad stories, the time you burnt your Christmas dinner, whatever it is, that is a sense of connection that crosses all barriers, across culture, across politics, across borders. It is something that every human being understands and feels. So it shapes their identity by feeling connection. And that's something that's missing entirely in our world. The internet has some great opportunity for connection. Unfortunately, it makes a lot of people feel disconnected. And this was part of the reason that I wanted to work on this. Is so, I've kind of done this as part of our Mother's Day pitch as well, is so you can give your mom a gift and you give her a book, you give her flowers, you give her chocolates, whatever. That's it. That's it for that day. When you enjoy a recipe tree, and every time you upload a new recipe with your kids, they connect to their grandmother, to their mother, and it's something for them to cherish as they go forward. So their identity becomes connected to the world around them, and they understand that, and it gives them a place to go back to and feel connection. So I hope that answers your question. If you need any more on that subject, I'll be glad to help with that. And, I could give you all kinds of stats on how loneliness impacts us, and, rise in suicide rates due to loneliness post-COVID, and on, particularly with young people. But suffice it to say, it's about connection and giving them an identity that feels connected to not only their individual world, but the world at large. All right. Thanks, Jenny. Looking forward to your next question. And I really appreciate the opportunity to share about our recipetree.com. And this is great fun. I love this technology. We're thinking of using this to preserve our recipes as well. Thanks, guys.